So you're thinking about getting into shape, huh? Well, let me ask you this. Are you ready? Okay, so here's why I want to know, are you ready? Here's why I'm asking that. What do you think the first thing that you have to do to start getting into shape, better shape is? If you haven't heard it on television, they usually don't, most people usually don't know this. It's not what you eat, it's not what you work out. It's actually creating a winning environment. Well, what does that mean, creating a winning environment? Well, here's what it means. Since I've been training, there's been a lot of people who have sometimes they have like a hard time getting into shape. Usually, for me, it's not that much of an issue. But the ones who do have a hard time getting into shape, they have a habit of having an excuse. And what do I mean by an excuse? It's a legitimate excuse, so I don't think that they're lying a lot of times. It may be something along the lines of, oh, I can't come in today, or I couldn't work out today because I had something to do for work. Or I can't eat this, or I can't eat that because I don't feel like cooking twice because I had to cook for my kids, or my husband won't eat this. Or it was my off day and I had errands to run, or I had to do whatever, and I was really tired. So if you see what I just said, if you can visualize what just happened, was this individual who just wants to get into shape, lose a little bit of fat, they came up with legitimate excuses to why they couldn't do something, but they wanted to ultimately start getting in a better shape. Well, that's why I say the first thing you need to do is get into a winning environment, an environment that's going to be conducive to your success, that's going to allow you the proper time to do what you need to do, and the proper consistency, which is a big thing that a lot of people miss out on. Consistency. That type of stuff should really be taken care of before you even get started. That's the reason why a lot of people say, working out is just really working out is an inconvenience. Is because they have this mentality, and it's not their job to know. Society has kind of reinforced this a lot of times. Society's doing a better job with getting this straight right now. But you have your life over here. Your 9-to-5 job, your husband, your kids, your wife, your chores and errands, grocery shopping, whatever, and then you have being healthy over here. Well, that's the issue. You shouldn't have your life here and then being healthy here. If you're gonna do it right, and like I always say, if you do it right, do it once. It's the same thing. You have your life, and you have getting healthy is one and the same. So, because getting healthy, a lot of people think is difficult because they think that it's something separate. Well, it's a 24/7 thing. It's what time you eat, it's what you eat, it's when you work out, it's when you go to bed, it's when you rest and recuperate, it's not overtraining, it's that 168 hours that I'm always talking about. There's 168 hours in a week, last time I checked. And if a person, trains with me for an hour, even if you train an hour with me every day, that's 7 hours. Well, what are you doing with the other 161 hours? I don't know. A lot of times a person may drop the ball because when they're not with a trainer, specialist, expert, or whatever, they have a tendency to just get off the fitness track. So the first thing, like I said, what you got to do is create a winning environment. Meaning you have to look at your life, the breakdown of what you do every day, the things that you have to do consistently that can't be changed. Even if your job is holding you up at the end of the day, I'm not telling you to quit your job, obviously, but you have to get yourself in a position to where you say, okay, I get out of work at 5, so maybe I'm gonna go work out at 7 o'clock. Sometimes, you may be able to be at the gym at 6 or 6:30, but you played it, worst case scenario, you make it at 7. If you say 6 and your job doesn't let you out at 6:30, a lot of people feel defeated, and they're like, oh, I'll do it tomorrow. I'll make it up tomorrow. Then something else happens the next day. Oh, I'll do it the day after. And then something else happens the day after that. Your kids get sick, whatever, your husband or wife, something happens with them, and you got to do an errand for them. Next thing you know, you're talking about, I'll do it next week. then next week turns into the week after, and the week after turns to next month. You know, next month turns into the next season. You see it all the time. You know, summer ends, they're gonna do it for back to school. They want to get in shape. Then back to school happens, and they got all this stuff to do for their kids at school. And next thing you know, they're talking about I'll do it a little bit later. Then they eat bad at Thanksgiving. Next thing you know, they're talking about, oh well, I'll do it for New Year's resolution. And what just happened is, we ended out summer in August, and this person completely missed the opportunity from August to December to work out because of distractions or things that weren't conducive to them winning. So again, you got to create a winning environment. Look at your daily schedule. Look at what you do every day. Look at what you have to do consistently. Stuff like go to work. If you cook for the fam, your cooking, your chores, your errands, your whatever, and add that into the schedule, and then look at where your gaps are definitely going to be. And maybe take 30 minutes, because a lot of people think, I can't be in the gym for 2 hours. I got to be in the gym for 2 hours, and that's another defeated thing. Look at starting out for like maybe 30 minutes or something. You get this gap, you'll get a 30-minute workout. Then you can just get back on track with your regular life, and you keep doing that every day, 30 minutes or 3 to 4 times a week, 30 minutes, 30 minutes, 30 minutes. And as you get this new system, which is your life and your fitness life together, and you start living a more fit, active life, then you can start modifying it, and you know exactly how everything is for the most part going to play out. Excuse me. And don't start working out until you get that straight. Oh my gosh, you're telling people not to work out? Here's why. A lot of people don't work out because they think working out is tough. They think that it's a chore and it's kind of an inconvenience. And like I said, it's because it's separate from their daily life. So you got to get to a point where you get your daily life straight, and then you can start making it more of a fit life. You got to start living a more of a fit lifestyle. People were looking at me going crazy talking about stuff, but without doing this, what's going to end up happening? There's like a rule of 3 that I've noticed in my years of training. It's not 100% slam dunk guaranteed that this is going to happen, but this ends up being the case a lot of times. People will fail. They'll start trying to work out. It'll be an inconvenience. Then they'll stop working out, and then they'll start again, and then they'll stop, and then they'll start again. It seems like almost after like the 3rd time a person does that, they stop working out altogether. They kind of quit. They really do. It's an observation that I've noticed for years with a lot of people when I've trained in gyms. That after the 3rd time, they kind of like strike out and they just don't want to work out anymore. So that's why I say make sure that you create a winning environment, so you're not the person who starts, stops, and then quits altogether. Because it really obviously can get discouraging, very discouraging to start something, to put a lot of effort into it, have a lot of hope for something, and then have it fall on its face, and you do it again, and then it falls on its face, and then you do it again, and it falls on its face, to just throw in the towel. So yeah, make sure you create a winning environment. Take time to plan out your life. Make sure you plan out your life, and make time to work out. If you like this video, thumbs up, subscribe, and they're looking at me like I'm crazy again. Thumbs up, subscribe, comment below, let me know what you're doing to get started. And until next time, this is Broderick Sorrell, signing out.